G'day, my name's Marcus and today I'm bringing my top 100 Apex Legends tips and tricks that you can use to dominate the island regardless of whether you're a beginner or pro player. This video may have some beginner tips, but it'll also have some advanced stuff that even most pros won't know about. So make sure you watch all the way to the end. New tips and tricks are being discovered every day, so if you think I missed anything, please leave it down below, but I've got a lot to cover in this video, so let's get right into it. You can heal while sliding. If you're quick, you can change directions on a zipline by jumping, doing a 180, and grabbing on again. Opening your map or inventory while moving will automatically deploy auto run. You can even organize your inventory while moving. There are some pretty awesome weapons in Apex Legends, but if everyone in your squad is running the same weapon, you're gonna have a hard time finding enough ammo, especially at the start of the match. When deciding what weapons to run, try running a category your teammates don't have, as it makes your party's chances of running out of ammunition a lot lower. Doors are amazing barriers. You can only open them away from yourself, and you can also see through them. Scout out areas by peering through the side of the door, as you'll be relatively protected from any open fire. You can double melee doors to break them completely. Down teammates can use portals, and you can also use a portal while reviving someone. Always remember to remove ammo and attachments from your inventory that you can't use. This will free up much needed space and could save you in the future if you're doing a quick grab and run. Sorry about the lag in some of these clips, my Australian internet is, well, pretty Australian, but I hope you get the idea. A well-timed slide before a jump gives you a little extra boost. In settings, change your UI to compact. It saves a lot of screen real estate while still showing all the information you need. Always peek over walls before jumping over them. This has saved me jumping into a pack of enemies many times. To peek over a wall, let go of forward just as you're about to vault it. For PC, turn off volumetric lighting. This will make it easier to see distant enemies when looking into the sun. While you're at it, increase your field of vision. It gives you a little advantage as you can see more of the map out of the corners of your screen. You can destroy Pathfinder's ziplines by placing them on doors. When jumping off a balloon, try to glide near corners as it gives you a little extra time in the air. Bloodhound can ping enemy footsteps for his teammates. When using a long-range scope, he can also ping footsteps through his scope. Wraith can sense when enemies are near. Look for the little pop-up and make sure to alert teammates. When using Pathfinder's grappling hook to grapple upwards, quickly look to the side before starting your ascent. This will make you fly a little further because of the slingshot effect this induces. Regardless of who picked up the fallen player's banner, any one of your teammates can return it to the respawn station. Some guns can change their fire mode. FYI, the Hemlock on single fire mode is really good. Supply drops will insta-kill anyone. If you're really desperate, you can use supply drops as cover when you're trying to cross open ground. Sliding while meleeing will do an uppercut, and jumping while meleeing will do a flying kick. Not really that helpful, but it looks really cool. Before we get on to the next tip, I just want to say if you're enjoying this video, please drop a like because it really helps get this information out there. I'd like to help as many players as I can with this video, and I'd appreciate your support. Anyway, back to the video. You can climb a bit higher with your weapon holstered. If you didn't already know, you can climb up an object by holding the jump key. Always keep an eye on the minimap. Continual glances towards the top left really help you keep your bearings, and you can also monitor what area you're entering and what loot you might find there. If you're desperate, you can punch at the end of a slide to go a little bit further. Now this one's obvious, but ping everything. Team play is a massive part of Apex, and pinging items, guns, locations, or enemies massively helps out your team. I'm sure you know by now the ping system is amazing, but don't underestimate verbal communication. Using a party chat and the ping system combined is incredibly effective. You'll feel like a Navy SEAL team in no time. At the beginning of the match, it's good to stay near your teammates. Try breaking away from your drop master at the last minute and going somewhere nearby. This way, you won't be stealing each other's loot. Gold armor has the same stats as purple armor, but be aware of its abilities. Golden helmets allow abilities to recharge way faster. A golden chest piece will recharge your shield every time you do a finishing move. The golden knockdown shield allows you to self-revive, which is incredible. And the backpack allows you to consume healing items at twice the speed. If you can, bear these in mind when fighting an opponent who has gold armor. It's always embarrassing when they self-revive and shoot you in the head right after you knock them. Trust me, I know from experience. When looking to use Pathfinder's zipline, look for a door and aim to place it on that. Then once your team has utilized that zipline, you can open the door which will destroy it and prevent enemies from following you. You can maximize glide speed by dipping and rising in a staircase pattern. Use the gauge on your left, dip until you hit 45 and then look up until you hit 30 and dip again until you hit 45 and repeat the process. The recoil for each weapon is the same, similar to Counter-Strike. I recommend you learn the recoil patterns of your favourite weapons and maybe in future learn the recoil patterns of all of the guns and learn to counter that recoil. A handy way to learn the recoil is by trying out weapons in the practice arena, or you can check out my Instagram for a recoil tracking map. You can use gas traps to block doors. Line up your shots. Bullets can penetrate multiple targets. Helmets don't add any shield, but they do decrease headshot damage. A white helmet has a 30% reduction, blue has 40%, and purple/gold have 50%. When going for headshots, try and identify the helmet your opponent is wearing. Hit long range shots on the scope by lining up the corresponding number with the distance away from the target. On the right hand side of your scope you'll see a rangefinder, and on the bottom half of the vertical crosshair you'll see some numbers. For example, if I want to hit this peak, I know it's 200 meters away, so I'm going to line my crosshair up with the 2. Wraith's attack and ultimate ability, Bloodhound's ultimate ability, Bangalore's passive, and Mirage's ultimate ability all increase movement speed when activated. While on a zipline, you can crouch to drop directly down off it, or you can jump to give yourself a little boost. When you walk on a roof, your opponents below can easily hear you. When playing as Mirage, you can send your decoy off in a different direction while gliding down. This often confuses enemies. Handy thing to memorize. Grenades explode exactly 4 seconds after they're thrown, and arc stars explode exactly 3 seconds after they stick to something. Although burst weapons aren't that popular, don't underestimate them. With the right attachments, they can go fully auto. For example, the Prowler Burst goes fully auto when you find the Select Fire Receiver attachment. You can ping empty slots in your inventory to request those items from your teammates. Slide as much as possible. Not only does it speed up your movement speed, but it makes you really difficult to hit. When sliding, look for jumps, hills, and little obstacles you can use to jump off and give yourself that little boost. Jumping while sliding does not slow your momentum at all, and you can gain some ground this way. All characters move at the exact same speed despite their slower arm animations. So don't let Gibraltar fool you. Man, I can't say Gibraltar, just don't let the fat guy fool you. When you break an enemy shield, you'll hear a smashing sound. When sliding, you can stop immediately by punching the ground. If you're brand new to Apex and, like me, you don't want to go through the tutorial, quit as soon as you get in and it'll let you start an actual game. I do recommend you play the tutorial though, and I also recommend you practice with the targets and learn the weapons. There are also plenty of zip lines around that you can use to practice your 180 turns and stuff. When you hit the ground from a height, your movement will be slowed for a second, kind of like a stun effect. Make sure you jump when you hit the ground to cancel out that stun. Corsic is immune to gas, enemies and teammates alike. When traveling up a balloon, look in the direction you want to travel the furthest, as it will give you a small boost. If you look upwards, you'll receive a small boost upwards. In settings, I recommend changing the damage numbers to floating. I don't know why, but it seems to help me and many other players keep track of our shots and damage. Damage numbers are color-coded to the shield. However, if you get a red damage number, it means your opponent has no shield. Don't be afraid to go out of bounds. The respawn team have given you 30 seconds, which is ages, and you can use this to get the drop on unsuspecting enemies. In Apex, bullets are projectiles. Unlike Fortnite, you'll actually have to account for your enemy's movement if you want to hit them. Don't waste time transferring attachments to new weapons. Your attachments will automatically transfer to new available weapons. Pinging an item that a teammate has already pinged will dib that item. Pathfinder can pull his enemies to him with his grappler. Using a shotgun in conjunction with this move turns you into a roadhog. Don't underestimate your experience from past Battle Royale games if you haven't. It is a completely new game, but it shares characteristics with other games such as Fortnite, PUBG, Titanfall, etc, etc. In Apex, headshots count. If possible, always aim for the head, but if you're like me and you can't hit anything, aim for a body shot. Anything below the torso does less damage. So those are my 100 tips. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any tips, please leave them down below. If you like Apex Legends, check out some of my funny moments. I've started creating Apex Legends funny moments. The videos will be up on screen now. I'm going to try and upload daily for the next few weeks, and I really think you'll enjoy them. My name's Marcus, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.